Día que me falte tu piel, ¿qué será? ¿Qué será de mí? No seas parte de mi amanecer, ¿qué será? ¿Qué será de mí? Y por todo yo brindo, desde lo feo hasta lo lindo. Tú eres una prueba que el mundo a mí nunca me brindó. Quería casarme, yo tan loco.
Hey guys, welcome to another session of the 5Fs to Love. So tonight's conversation lends to a bigger conversation that most people have sometimes when they're not in the best place in their relationship. So we're going to talk about how do you rebuild the trust after you've broken it. Breaking the trust could be a range of things. It could be anything from you gambled all the money away, to you cheated on me, to you said some unexpected things to me, just really horrible communication. But the thing is that when you really love someone, is how do you rebuild that trust when you want to be with them and you want to continue that relationship with them? So today, that's what we're going to talk about. And we're hoping that you get a lot out of this conversation. So I know we've had so many conversations, and last week you saw me alone, and I want to tell you that on the 5Fs to Love, we've decided to have rotating co-hosts. Depending on the subject, we wanted to make sure we had different male perspectives. So, of course, Reggie Dillard will always be on the show. And, of course, we added two new co-hosts, male co-hosts, which probably going to give you a different perspective. It's going to be interesting for me, but the one person who will always be here will be me. So we have Reggie Dillard, and we have Wallace Stansel, and we have Michael Belcher. So it's always going to be a surprise what co-hosts you're going to see and what feedback you're going to get from them from a male's perspective. So let's get our show started today. So how do we rebuild the trust and relationship after it has been broken? And I welcome my co-host this week, who is Wallace Stansel. How are you?
Doing pretty good, Christina. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So I'm really excited, guys, just to let you know, Wallace is going to come from two different perspectives. He has been married before, and he's going to come from the single perspective because he's single now. So I'm kind of interested in some of the things he's going to say as far as his perspective being married and him being single and all the different questions we're going to be asking about relationships and intimacy. But one of the things I want to let you guys know is that Wallace is actually an author. He has a book that'll be coming out in 2022. I'm not going to give you any more information than that, but I'm really excited about it and what he's doing in that space. So Wallace, welcome aboard, and thank you so much for coming on this week.
Hey, thank you very much. You know what? I think the ultimate question is, do you have unconditional love? You know,
well,
because a lot of people don't have it.
I agree with you. I think that's something we should pose after we introduce our guest on is that, do you have that? Because that is a broader question to be raised. So with that being said, let's welcome our guest on board. So you guys are probably going to hear me say Dr. Shelley a lot, but I'm going to tell you because she is Dr. Shelley. I don't know what else to say. And that's King Arthur over there. So I'm going to say I love her husband. He's absolutely adorable. And when you think about a couple who has really gone through some amazing obstacles, and when I say amazing, some things that you guys would think that's just unbelievable, but they've come on top. And they are the most well-rounded couple. And when I think about my mom and my dad, I think about Shelley and her husband because they're the no matter what. They're the ones that stick together like crazy glue. And when I say no matter what, they're no matter what. So they're going to share with us as the show goes on how they were able to kind of maneuver through that journey, that transition to rebuild that trust, because that's really huge in a couple's relationship, regardless of how you broke the trust. It's the journey that matters and you getting to the end to rebuild that trust. So listen, Arthur, Shelley, welcome aboard. Thank you for coming on.
How you doing? Glad to be here.
I'm glad you guys are here, and I'm just going to let you guys know tonight we're also going to talk about Dr. Shelley. She has this amazing program. So I just want to be clear. It's about African American history. And the things that she's doing in that space and in education is amazing. But as the show goes on, you guys will learn more about her husband, about their kids. And I know you guys are probably wondering, like, how many kids do they have? So let's ask the question. How long have you guys been married? That's the first question.
Yeah, we've been married for 12 years.
12 years? Awesome.
12 years.
And how many kids do you guys have?
7.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
I think that's great. That's like absolutely amazing. So Wallace had a much larger question that lent to the conversation. So Wallace, what were you saying in relation to dress?
Well, first of all, I like to say, y'all two are a truly beautiful couple.
Thank
You
you.
know, let me get that out there now. You're a really good looking couple. But it's a requirement, that a lot of people don't know when getting married. That couples, both people should have unconditional love, because there's no such thing as a perfect person. Now somewhere down the line you're going to make mistakes. Somewhere down the line you're going to get mad at each other and might get tired of each other. But when them times come, that's when your love is going to be tested. So like I said, I could sit back and applaud you, for going through the things that you went through, and you're still together.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you should share your applause until we get to the end, because when they tell you about their journey, you're going to want to stand up and just really kind of bow to them.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you right now, before the show even gets started, if you guys don't know this, I think Arthur is adorable. I absolutely do. You guys have to see them live and in person. And when I say to you, Dr. Shelley is a rock star. She speaks all over the country. She is an awesome leader, not only in the community. I don't like to tell too much about what people do, because I like to keep that part separate. But I'm going to tell you right now, she's a rock star in the community. I'm so impressed with her. But let me tell you something. He's always by her side. He supports his wife 100%. And that's why I think he's adorable. When most men would be like, why is my wife a rock star? His attitude is, you damn right my wife is a rock star. That's what I love about him. That's why I call him King Arthur. I think he's absolutely adorable and so supportive. So I'm going to just give you kudos right now and give you some
Thank you,
snaps, because you got it.
Hey, that's why I'm here.
I love
It's so true. So true. I couldn't do half of what I do without my rock right here. So you're thank you for doing that, because I can't give you enough credit for making me who I am. I would not be who I am without him at all.
And that's what I think sometimes when you're in a situation where your wife is at that level, a lot of people don't understand. When you look back, you're looking for that rock, that person that keeps you stable. And I always say, behind Dr. Shelley is a rock star, because that's the reason why she's able to do what she does, because he holds it together with 7 kids and with the businesses that you guys manage. I don't even know how you do it, but let me tell you something. He, to me, I don't know. I always tell people, if you want to follow something, you need to get a blog going. That's what needs to happen. You need to get a blog
Reading
going.
our minds. Look at you. You're speaking something into existence.
Yes.
I see you, Queen. I see you.
I mean, you need to talk. You need to be like real talk. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people don't understand. It's not always the woman behind the man, but it's the man behind the woman. Because at this point in our lives, especially in the time that we are, a lot of times women are able to climb that corporate ladder a lot faster than men, because of who they are and what they do is easier. Yeah. And I just think it's so important. So I love what it is that you do to support your wife. And Dr. Shelley, I'm going to tell you, you look amazing, because he's always by your side. You're beautiful all on your own. I just want to say, if you guys ever meet her in person, she's like a beautiful Barbie doll all the time. She's gorgeous. Absolutely. And just so well spoken. But enough of the kudos, because we're getting down to the business. So listen, guys, tell us about the journey. Tell us about the journey. Whatever you want to give to us, we're here. That's the point of the show, how you guys rebuilt the trust in your relationship.
You want me to start?
You want to start on the dance floor? Or what?
Okay. Well, yeah, we can start with it. Well,
How much time we got?
You know what? So we met. When we met, it was an interesting way that we met because we met on the dance floor at a party that a girlfriend of mine had at her house, and I was selected to be the host of the party. So I'm walking around with a microphone, and it was like a eighth grade party where the guys are on one side, the girls are on the other, and we're all grown, and we're like, "Look, y'all, we don't get to have that many house parties. Y'all know an old school house party." So I'm
Exactly.
pairing people up. And I don't know what it was about this little B-boy right here that was just like, okay, I'm gonna hold. I literally skipped over him. I was like, nah, I ain't pairing you up with nobody. Hold on, I'm gonna be back for you.
Good job.
And we literally danced. I want to say it was like 3 or 4 hours and really didn't talk. Like we just danced for hours. And that was how we met. And it was one of those things where afterwards he left party, I left the party, and I'm going, wait a minute, well, who was that? Who was that? And I was dancing for hours. And I had to ask my girlfriend, like, hey, can I like kind of get his number? And I remember her calling him going, and I was like, oh my God, what if he says no? Like, what if he says no, he don't want my number? Like, what am I gonna do? How do I like hit him upside the head if I can't? And he said yes, and kind of the rest is history. But when you have two people that are coming together like that a little bit later in life, because he had already been married, I had my son already, and we come with baggage, and so we come with things that we're working through. At the time, I was coming out of a relationship. He was dealing with his mother and her illness, so there was a lot that was going on in our lives. And the thing that many people have to realize is when you come together, often you have two broken people that are coming together to create something perfect. And in that honeymoon stage, everything seems wonderful, but then when you start to really go back to that kind of true nature, things come up, and you got to deal with that. And you don't really deal with that when you're in the dating stage. And even though we dated for a year before we got married, and all of that good stuff, but when the trust was broken between us, it was really, really tough to realize, okay, God, I always said I'm really going to say what I do one time, and you stuck with me, so let's figure this. We have to figure this out. But when that happens, you have things going on within you. He has things going on within him, and communication gets so difficult because you're trying to communicate through hurt and pain and anger. And it's really, really hard. But like you asked earlier, Mr. Wallace, it's like, what does unconditional love look like? What does it look like when you love someone unconditionally and they've hurt you, or they've done something that you're not happy with, or you're not proud of? They haven't made you feel like the queen that you are. What do you do? And so many times, especially as those of us who are strong women, we're like, I'm not going to let some man I remember one time he always gets on me. I remember one time I looked at him and I said, you are a want, not a need.
Yeah.
Don't say that, ladies. Let me just say, it's not your best move. And I had to realize, like, ooh, hold on, pull back a little bit. And so when the trust was broken, I know a lot of those things that you say, even in jest, come back for both of you. And you're wondering, like, is this real? Is this not? And so when that happened, I'll let you talk a little bit about what was happening for you. And then,
in regards to what she said, I was a want, not a need. All that did was make me step my game up. That's really what it did. It was like, I'm a competitive person, and I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'll take that challenge. When we talk about, unconditional love, you think about unconditional love, and you think about, that's what you give your child. But just imagine if you gave that to your marriage, you'd be able to withstand, the storms and everything that's going to come your way, when drama hits, because it is going to hit. It always will, so it's in our best interest, when you take those vows under God, that's something serious. When we got together, I was coming off a lot of baggage, a lot of damage, a lot of things that where I didn't trust, certain folks, or, if I wanted to extend myself like I did my first marriage, and being with her, she just opened up because she took all that baggage in, y'all. She took it. She took it. She just picked it up right with me. Like we both had both sides of a bag. You know how a bag has two handles? I had one side, she had one side. She had baggage too, but we were willing to do that together.
Right.
And, you know, and that's what brings us to where we are today. And we still stand by those same methods. We're going to do this together until the brakes fall off.
Wheels fall off.
Right.
You know, the brakes,
I love that.
Right. But
I remember one thing that Art said when we were about to get married, because I had not been married before. And I always said, I'm not doing this twice. And I remember when he asked my father for my hand, I happened to be around the corner listening because of course I was. Like, that's where else would I be? And listening to like what they gonna say, what they talking about. And I remember my dad saying to him, now, you know she ain't no walk in the park, right? You know she and I just remember him thinking, and Art said, yeah. I'm like, well, me? I'm not walking the park. Like, I'm not easy to deal with. What? How dare you? And that was one of the things when the trust was broken in the relationship. Part of what you have to do, regardless of who breaks the trust, the person for whom the trust has been broken, you have to realize that you're not perfect either. And just because you may have noticed that the other person, you know, has broken the trust, there's a lot of things that have to happen within that. But the first is realizing that you ain't no walk in the park. And so, you know, if you kind of take that look in the mirror, like, all right, I'm not perfect either. And while what he or she may have done is hurtful, I may have done some things or could have done some things that were equally as hurtful. And so it's not the time for shame and blame and, you know, pointing fingers. At that moment, when the trust was broken and you're communicating through anger and fear and frustration, and all those things that are happening, you have to first of all decide that I'm in it. Like, one of the first things I had to decide is, all right, I'm here. So I'm not going anywhere. So we're good. Like, that was, you know, I mean, within moments of what happened, we were like, we looked each other out, and I had to tell him, like, I'm not going anywhere. And just because at that moment, there's so much that somebody's got to give.
Right.
Somebody's got to be the one. Right. And usually if you're the one who's been hurt, you have more power in that moment than at any other point in your relationship. And what you do with that power is going to determine how you're going to move forward.
Yep.
And so, you know, when I've messed up and broken the trust, him saying to me, you know, okay, I forgive you. We're going to work through it. I need some time, but I need to work through it. It's like, oh, okay, at least he's not leaving me. I'm not, you know, and the same thing with me. It was just like, okay, let me go. And because at that moment, even though you're hurt and upset and in pain, that person knows they messed up. That's a grown person.
Yep.
They know what they've done.
They know.
They knew what they were doing when they were doing it, whatever it is, whether it's infidelity, addiction, you know, financial, whatever the issue is, they knew what they were doing. Now they're caught or, you know, in a pickle. And what you have to realize in that moment is that it's not about you and your pain and your hurt. There's going to be time to deal with you and your pain and your hurt. But at that moment, we have to figure out what was the root cause, what was at the core of why you did what you did.
Exactly.
Because there's a reason for it. And if I love you unconditionally, I love you enough to explore and figure out why that was. And one of the things with Art and I that it was interesting because we went to a marriage counselor before we got married. And although unconventional, I'm sure, it was our pastor. And he said, look, you know, I approach marriage from a real perspective. He's like, you need to tell that person you're non-negotiable. And we both did. We had not, like, this is the thing that if you do to me, hey, I'm out. And even though it's not, that's why I said it's not conventional. And ours was infidelity. Like, it's like, look, you go ahead and do something, I'm done. Like, I can't. And so that for us, when what happened with Twist, I was like, I already said this was my one non-negotiable, and that wasn't it. So I can't go nowhere. Like, it was like this, like, dang it. Like, even if I wanted to, I gave my word that as long as you didn't now, there's a litany of other things that folks could do that you don't think about other than infidelity. And when you're in a relationship, you think that that's the biggest one, but then they go and do something else, like, oh man, I should have put that on the paper. But
you know obviously, you guys are so right, because when you think about it, people just think infidelity is like the one thing that's just like a non-negotiable. So it's not. So real quickly, I just want to say Anissa Cook reached out to us, and just let you know, we have live where our viewers can talk to you live. So you'll see the comments across the bottom of the screen.
Oh, yeah.
She said to you, Dr. Shelley said a word. Communication is tough. And so, like, from her perspective, is when you try, to sneak through and you kind of speak through the hurt, what is counseling from a pastor or, a professional? And I like that, because that's what's really big. You guys said, look, what are we doing? How are we going to fix this? So what did you guys do?
Instead of going through a pastor and through a professional, we went straight to God about this.
I love it.
I changed everything in order to save what was valuable to me, and I had to put him center. I ended up going back to school. I got a degree, a bachelor's degree in theology. I mean, I changed everything because it was that important to me. We keep talking about unconditional love, and that's what I feel for my wife. Because I want this. I mean, all these kids we got. I was like,
don't make me cry, Arthur.
I'm not trying to do any of that stuff. I'm keeping this all legit with her. If she's gonna give me the opening to do right by her, of course I'm gonna go to God about this. A fool is the one that counsels themselves. You know what I mean? A wise man has many counselors. Yeah. And you know what? I go straight to the one who counsels us all, if you're listening. And that's what I guided this with. He was my foundation. He was my rock to make me show the value of what my wife really means to our relationship and what she's done for me in order to bring me up, because we bend, but we don't break. And that's one of the things that
I'm going to tell y'all right now, King Arthur, you got Anissa saying, won't he do it? Okay, Robin shouted out. Robin said, hey, that's wisdom. So I'm going to tell you, getting all kind of hearts and kudos. All right, King Arthur, don't make the ladies cry out there. Don't do it.
Right.
Don't do it. I got a tissue box right here. I'm trying not to reach for it. I'm getting emotional. Okay, because Anissa, she was like, and then Robin and chimed in. Y'all about to, don't have nobody breaking down out here, King Arthur. But I love what you guys said. That's real talk. That's real talk.
To be very explicit about what we did, we actually joined the marriage ministry at our church, and literally we replaced what the void that he was feeling, and that obviously I wasn't meeting, or that I was feeling. We surrounded ourselves with godly couples. And with people that were already to realize, first of all, the stuff you going through, it's something about hearing about other people's mess that you go, ooh, we ain't that bad. I don't want to say that like it's you're comparing, but it's something about realizing that, struggle in marriage is normal. Like crap happens in a relationship. Oh, okay, so we're not special when it comes to what happens. And you could go home and be like, oh my goodness, like, did you hear how one of the ways that this marriage ministry, I got to shout out Abundant Living Family Church and the marriage ministry, which is in Rancho Cucamonga, California, which is where we were. But one of the things with the marriage ministry was they talked about doing life together. And we surrounded ourselves, like we were that couple that was at church on Sunday, Bible study on Tuesday. We had kids service, we had kids church, and we literally surrounded ourselves, because when someone has a void that needs to be filled and they're still trying to figure out how to talk about it and how to do this, surrounding yourself with godly people. I didn't have to worry about anybody getting in my business. I didn't have to worry about, I tend to be a very private person, but all they did was just love on us and allowed us to love on other people. So they put us with younger couples so that we could, at that point we were talking with couples that have been married, like were engaged or married like 1 to 5 years, so we could share our wisdom. And then we also had couples that have been married like 20, 30 years, so we could hear their wisdom. And so the way the church organized that, or the people in the church organized that, really did. That's how he ended up going and getting his degree. He's like, I love being around these people, to the point where he went ahead and got his associates and his bachelor's degree. And so sometimes when there's a void, it needs to be filled, and it's not always needing to be filled with sex or something that is going on in the marriage. He needed his own thing.
Right.
One of the things that we didn't bring up is that he became a stay-at-home father for 7 years amidst that, sitting behind and, taking care of the house while I was out working. For men, that's a huge thing. And we, as ladies, and especially as professional women, we've got to understand that if our husbands decide to stay home, there's a whole psychological thing that happens in them that we've got to acknowledge. And yeah, they may not do everything the way we want it done. It ain't gonna get done the way you want it done. Just know. But that's not the point.
Right.
The point is
you're doing
that society tells them, especially as Black men, that you're supposed to be doing all of these things.
Right.
Yep.
And for us, that wasn't the way that our relationship was working, but there were outside factors that we had to push out. Right. So now he had a whole cadre of stay-at-home fathers that he was talking to and realized, hey, there's other brothers doing this. Okay. Right. And so for us, turning to God directly, turning to other couples was huge for helping us rebuild the trust within one another and normalizing the struggles that we were going through.
I'm going to tell you, Robin Wilson, she commends you guys like I'm commending you. King Arthur, I'm trying not to cry right now because I'm just like, you're just so wonderful. She said, yeah, that's right. Surrounding yourself with other good couples can be, tremendous encouragement. And it's just like, you guys did the right thing. It's like, okay, look, we need to look at people who've been married 5 years, people who've been married 20, 30, 40 years. How did you get to this point? Because no marriage and no relationship is smooth sailing. I can only tell you, I mean, the years that I've known Wallace, I have no idea who he was before I met him, but I'm very sure he's not the same person, right? Because life comes for you. So I'm sure if I ran into his ex-wife, I would be thinking like she'd probably be looking at me like, no, he's not amazing. He is, because he's changed. He's not the same person he was. And I mean, he's one of my go-to people. When I'm going through something, I call Wallace on the phone and I just go, listen to this. What do you think? And he does the same to me. So, I think that life itself just kind of presents so many different things. I mean, Wallace, what's your perspective?
Well, that is so true. But I would like to Arthur to talk more, because, it is the man that's supposed to romance the woman,
Yeah.
And at the same time, being staying at home dad, you still have to date your wife.
Exactly.
You still have to talk to your wife, So I'm hearing your wife talking. She's saying all the right things. But what are some of the steps that you went through, to rebuild that trust in your relationship?
Man, it was really tough. Shelly brought up a good point. Me being a stay-at-home dad when, in another life I was the sole provider, and you come from that kind of background. You come into a relationship and you're with a powerful woman, seeing that something, things are already in place. When you meet her. And we got kids and we're growing up. You gotta take a sacrifice, I would like to say. It's like, put your pride to the side, look at the initiative, look what's in front of you right here, because this woman's not getting on top of your head about why aren't you working, doing this, just beating you down. Especially when I'm the type that's like, I need to go out and get this, get that, and make sure that this happens, and just trying to be the strong male and the provider and stuff. And my baby just said, you know what, sit back. You know what, take care of this. Trying to build a career at the same time. I'm at home managing the house, building that relationship with the kids. Because, there's a lot of fathers that don't have this kind of time. Exactly. So I had to really sit back and be like, you know what? This is an opportunity for me, to really connect. I never had this before, So instead of trying to stay with the mainstream and, I got to get out there and make this work, I had somebody to have my back. And it's like, she got my back out there financially, and I'm right here at the house supporting us spiritually, doing the family thing, building up the family, making sure the kids are attended to. It's like we don't have a lot of opportunities to do that. And so when we do have that opportunity, we need to grasp it. Stop being selfish, stop being stubborn about things, and accept things for what it is. I ain't got no backlash for being at home. And when I tried to go get to work, she was like, is that going to be able to take care of daycare? You know what I mean? We would have
I'm going to say,
you ain't making that much. I was like, I got to go back to school.
Exactly. Because daycare, listen, that's what the cost is. I'm going to tell you, I did daycare for one kid, and I was like, how much is that? $400 and some dollars a week?
Right.
For one kid? And y'all got 7?
Man.
Stop playing. I'm going to tell you, Arthur, I have so much. You already have this thing for you already. You know that already. So, but I'm going to tell you right now, I had to get a tissue because it got emotional because so many of our men don't get it. It's not about who's going to work, who's doing this and doing that. It's like, are we able to be successful together? And so many men I hear say play roles. I'm like, I don't get this. There are no roles. You know, we've changed from that traditional setting. And I'm going to tell you right now, growing up, my dad was like my best friend ever. And that's because he was a school teacher. We went to school together because he was a teacher at a school. And my mother was at home. But even through the years, the reason why I came back to Detroit was my mom was like, your dad has terminal cancer. I need you to come back home. And she says, I already know you're coming. And I gave up my whole life and came back here because my dad, I mean, I just loved having him in my life and everything. And the person I am today is because of my parents, but because of the way they parent me. You know what I mean? And that was so important. So I don't think people realize the importance of a dad in their kid's life and you being able to do it full time. That's amazing. And on top of that, you were able to get a degree and a couple degrees. And, you know, you behind Dr. Shelley and y'all making it work and y'all work through the obstacles. I'm going to tell you, Robin, I don't know what's happening, but Robin is a cheerleader over here. Robin said marriage is a dance. You have to find out what works for you and your spouse. I love it. It is a dance. There's no book to how to make a marriage work, you know. Right. And I'm going to tell you, you know, launching the 5F's to Love brand, a lot of people call me, you know, to be a counselor to them, which I think is so funny because I say to myself, I'm the one that's not married. I don't know if you should be talking to me, but maybe so. I don't know. I try to give the best advice as if I was married. But I find that a lot of times in couples, it's just miscommunication. Someone's not open to being forgiving, right? And just saying, okay, look, I love you more than this situation. So what can we do to fix this? So, you know, working and talking to different people, I think it is preparing me for marriage. I will be like you guys, getting married late in life, right? And hopefully they're not going to have a lot of kids because I don't know if I'm still in that role right now. I'm 50, whether or not I could do it. But if I met somebody like you, King Arthur, with those kids, I'm going to have to hire somebody though. I don't know if I can do it on my own, but I would try to do my best. I'm not like Dr. Shelley over there. I would just be like, look here, we're going to have to hire a nanny. Okay. Because it's a little tough on me. So
you know, a lot of people would look at, a lot of people, a lot of my friends, you know, they're shaking their heads to this day because we got a 5-year-old, you know, it's like, and their grandfathers and great grandfathers.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's a blessing.
Yeah. And it is. And I'm just like, we don't have any grandkids, you know? I was like, so God, is this, you still want us to continue to have kids? What's going on, man? I'm trying to stress the longevity within us, you know, we appreciate it, but come on, man, you know, it's like we're trying to keep this thing moving. But with that being said, you know, as far as appreciating your wife and appreciating the relationship, I look at the perspective of the kids that we work with in the community and where they are. You know, and, you know, when we have discussions or they open up, it's like, hey, what's going on with your life, Mr. Ho, you know, your wife? I got pictures of my family, you know what I mean? And I put them up there for a reason.
Love it. I love it.
You know, so they can come in and like, see what a family looks like. You know what? You're still going to have a chance to make the right thing happen because just because you may be without a parent, grandma might be raising you, you got the wrong perspective. It's all about who you're going to meet that one day. How are you going to approach it? You know what I mean? I was like, if you guys have anything to ask, come to Dr. Holt, come to Mr. Holt about, you know, these things when it comes to building relationships and keeping them strong.
I
Absolutely.
agree with you 100%. I love that, that you guys have taken a whole different perspective to marriage. And I'm going to tell you, it's not a perspective often accepted or received when people get married so late in life after they've been married. They've already grown into who they were. So I'm going to commend you again. My co-host Reggie Diller, who's normally on with me, he said, roles are now obsolete, on who plays what role. But it's so amazing to me how many times men really feel that there is a role. And I've had to tell people several times, I don't know what you expect out of me. I've been at work all day. I run my own IT consulting firm. I have a staff that I manage, multiple projects. Are you really expecting me to come home and make dinner? I'm not really seeing how that's going to happen right now. And on top of that, I don't cook very well. So we're going to hold me to that. Then we've got to look at some other things. Now, if you want to go out to dinner, I'll pay the tab. But you can't expect me to I can't even boil water really good. It's going to overflow, So I'm honest about that. But I can do a fabulous table setting. I'm awesome with a table setting and a fruit tray. I can do a good fruit tray. So I want to tell you guys this first segment. Before we go to our second segment, what could you leave a couple with right now in regards to telling them, like you said, until the wheels roll off, till the wheels fall off? What would you tell a couple right now that's going through something? And again, a lot of people think infidelity is like the biggest thing. No, I know couples right now. She stayed with her husband. He was he was a top engineer at one of the automotive companies. He ended up getting hooked on drugs because of a back injury, and it was oxy, right? He got hooked on it, and next thing you know, the stuff was missing out the house. The finances was going down. She's like, we one step away from foreclosure on our house. But let me tell you something. She stayed with that man as they came and loaded their stuff. The marshals loaded their stuff out that house. Do you hear me? And right now they have a beautiful house in Farmington. He's drug free. She loves that man. And I tell her all the time, you are my example of ride or die.
Yes.
Right.
She stuck in there when a lot of women would have said, I walk, and she was an executive. She could have gotten someone else, but she didn't. She stayed. So I'm going to say to you guys, like, what would you tell a couple who's really going through something right now?
You ask yourself, is this person worth it? Is this worth it? If we've already said our vows to God, they got to be worth it. Why are we playing games? If we've come this far, you ask them, are you worth it? You say to yourself, am I worth this marriage? And then you start to look at yourself in the mirror and see what the problem is. And then you ask yourself, why am I being so selfish? This person is doing everything they can. And I just want to lord over them. And that's not the way marriage works. You got to be able to be flexible. Like I said, I use it all the time. You got to be able to bend with this, because you're going to break as soon as you start to become very stubborn about your opinions and how you want things to work. And if you don't have that open ear and that open heart and that connection with the Lord, then things are going to fail. They just are. So I say that any couple that's going through this, you guys got to really look back at your grassroots, where you started, where it began, where that love was. And you need to rekindle that. You got married for a reason. And I'm working them out. Do whatever you got to do to make it happen, because you've come this far.
Okay, Arthur, I don't have time to cry right now. I don't even have time to cry because I got to read what Anissa wrote. But when I finish, while we at commercial, I'm crying about it. So Anissa said, Matthew 5, I think it's 5:3. Happy are those. Did you find it? Happy are those conscious of their spiritual need, since the kingdom of the heavens belongs to them. Anissa, and I thank her all the time. Anissa will throw out a scripture, honey, on us every time. Right. I love her because that's one of my BFFs from college, and I appreciate, she's always tuning in, and she'll hit me with a scripture. Now, Robin, I'm going to tell you right now, Robin said, you are a beautiful couple. Continue to glorify God in your marriage. You are building a legacy for your children and generations to come. I'm going to tell you on that note, I'm getting ready to get emotional because she is so right. I got to go to commercial break, but Robin, you hit the point. That's just right there. Arthur, I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't start this blog, be a man. Do you hear me? Just stand up and be a man. That is the blog. That includes being a father, being a husband in the community. Just stand up and be a man. You are, Shelly, if you don't give him a kiss from me, girl, I'm sick of this. How you holding it together over there? I'm sick of this, Shelly. You know that man deserved a kiss. I'm over here. I can't even wait to the commercial. Y'all got me over here. I can't take it. This is too much. I'm going to tell you right now, whoever I meet, they're going to have to sit down with you and counsel. Do you hear me?
There you go. Right, that's what we do.
Because you didn't got your theology over there together, your paperwork. They're going to have to come down because, honey, I already know I'm a handful. You think Dr. Shelley is a handful. Honey, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to need some counseling too. But all right, we got to go to commercial real quick. And when we come back, we're going to play the 5 F's to Love card game. All right, guys. And I'm sorry I had to get a glass of wine. I had to cry a little. So if you're just watching us now, in the first segment of the show, we had, and I'm just going to refer to him as King Arthur. He is the ultimate husband. I mean, and Dr. Shelley knows I love her. She is such a strong leader. And I'm going to say to you guys, when you break the trust of the person that you love, you've made a commitment to them. And Arthur just made it very clear, just like Dr. Shelley, we're in it until the wheels fall off. So they approached it that way, and they did whatever it took to rebuild that trust in their relationship. And I really appreciate them allowing us to come into their space just to share with us how they did it. And regardless of what culture you're in, it's great to know that there are couples out there who are fighting for love just to stay together. And that's what the 5 F's to Love brand is about. It's a compatibility app. The card game allows you to ask in-depth questions about one another and to really get to know one another. And of course, you're watching a podcast, so you know what we're doing. We're just experiencing life in real time and sharing those opportunities where you can grow and expand. So let me reintroduce everyone to you so we can get started playing the 5 F's to Love card game. So we have Wallace Stansel, and Wallace is the co-host this week. I'm really excited. So Wallace, we're playing the game as a couple.
Okay.
Who's been together for 6 months. Are you ready for that?
It should be fun.
I think it should be fun. I'm really kind of excited. I'm kind of wondering what your responses are going to be. Make sure you're nice, Wallace.
But I try to be nice.
Okay, because he's always nice, ladies. I just want to let you guys know Wallace is single, and he's definitely he's a very good friend of mine, and he's a sweetie pie. He really is. So Wallace and I are going to play a single couple who's been together 6 months. And of course, Arthur and Shelley Holt are going to be playing the couple. So do you guys have your pad and paper ready?
Yes.
Okay, so this is how the game works. So in the 5 F's to Love couples game, they will have a dry erase board and a dry erase marker. And it's played like the old game called the dating game. And that's if you want to see if your spouse really knows you as well as they know you. But this is the clincher. You play against other couples, which makes it fun. But in this case, they're going to play and see who knows who the best by the answers that they provide. So when we're answering the question, that would be myself and Wallace, they're not going to share their answers with one another, but they're going to turn their boards around to see if the other one answered the answer correctly. And Wallace and I are just going to answer the questions as a couple who's been dating for about 6 months. Okay? So on that note, and before we get started, while we're setting up the question, I just want to say, Anissa said, Arthur, do you have a brother? Okay. And I just want to be clear. Ladies are shouting out, Arthur, what's up? Can you hook him up with a guy like you? Okay. So there you go.
So sweet,
I know, right? She's like, he's a sweet. I know. Listen, Dr. Shelley, I would pop my collar too if women were reaching out trying to get a duplicate of what I got. I would pop my collar too. So I love it. Okay, guys, so let's play the game. So our first question is...
Thinking that'll be your sweet escape. These days, gotta schedule the romance. They say that love is a slow dance.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you, this is an awesome question. What day are you at your highest peak of sexuality? Is it A, AM, B, PM, C, afternoon, or D, late evening? You all write the response for the other person, and let's see if you actually have it right. So Wallace, I'm going to tell you right now what mine is, because we've been dating for 6 months and you may not know. I'm AM. I need to be in it and quit it around 5 a.m. That's my peak time.
Oh,
Right?
I have no problem waking you up.
Okay, all right. Well, Wallace, don't get me all enticed about it. So, Wallace, when is your peak time?
Well, I tell you the truth is anytime, you know, because I'm in the move, I'm in the move. You know, I like to be very creative. I like to have fun, you know, so I like taking you off guard. So, so you don't know. But you know it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's so funny because we actually know each other, so the responses are funny, but he does like to take me off my guard. Just in our regular friendship, he just says and does things. All right, so Arthur, I'm going to start with you. When is Shelley's peak time? Do you know the answer? What's your answer?
Ready?
What did he say? No, don't show yours, Arthur, not yet. Show hers. What's Shelley's peak time?
PM.
What is it?
It's PM.
PM.
Okay, but Arthur, what was your answer? When is Shelley's
What was my
peak
answer?
time? No, what is Shelley's peak time? No. What is Shelley's peak time?
Okay, you want me to show you?
No. Yeah, what did you say her peak time was?
PM.
Oh, you do? Oh, you know PM is her peak time.
Oh
You're
yeah,
supposed to know.
12 years now.
Okay.
Kids are in bed. It's time to watch.
They've been married 12 years.
Oh my God, you're so funny. All right, so Shelley, when is his peak time?
I would say PM or late evening. You know, late.
Is it the same?
On the late.
Is he right?
Yep.
Yeah, she's right.
She's right?
Right.
Okay. I'm like, he was like,
yeah.
well, it could be an AM, but all right, we're going to go with that PM. Okay, so you guys are right in alignment. So there we go. We're looking good. Okay, so question number 2.
With bike rides to the crib, using no hands, oh shit, it feel like I'm floating. But I'm falling with both eyes closed when I...
The question is, do you like surprises during sex? That is the question. So you have to write down does he like surprises during sex? And then you have to write down if she likes surprises during sex. So Wallace, I'm going to ask you first. Do you like surprises during sex?
Yes. Who's surprising who? Are you surprising me? I'm surprising
Yes, that would be me surprising you. Do you like surprises?
I mean, as long as it's a good surprise, yes.
As long as it... Okay, so I'm going to tell you, I'm open to surprises as long as it does not include another individual. I'm open to surprises. I would prefer a bottle of perfume, a bottle of wine, maybe some candy, some candles, some rose petals, but not another person. I might even go for a handcuff or two, but I cannot deal with another person. That's what I'm saying. Not that kind of surprise. Okay, so are y'all over there, hosts? Are y'all cheating? Y'all can't play the dating game if y'all cheating over there.
No, I'm not cheating.
Y'all cheating?
No.
Okay.
You ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
All right, so Shelley, do you think he likes surprises?
I like surprises.
No, does he like surprises? What's your answer? Does he like surprises? Yes or no?
He likes surprises.
Okay, all right. But you can't give your answer yet. Okay, so Arthur, does she like surprises?
Yes.
Okay, Arthur, obviously, wait a minute. She was on the cusp of telling you she don't like surprises. So why do you think that Shelley likes surprises? Why?
Look, do you want me to break it down?
Break it down. Just go ahead.
I'm
But
like,
you can either do a PG version or rated R. Just break it down.
I'll keep it real concise. 12 years. Spark it up a little bit. It's good regular, but sometimes some prizes is good too. Surprises
I
are
love
good.
that. See, that's why he gets the King Arthur. See, you know what, Shelly? That's why he gets it. That's why he gets the King Arthur over there. Okay, so question number 2.
3.
Oh, I'm sorry, question number 3.
Question. Testing the water, she got my nerves tense. Back when I ain't even have a purpose, I was so.
Okay, so question number 3 is, are you open to using sexual props and toys in the bedroom? And so you need to write down, Shelly, is that Arthur? And is Arthur, you need to write down, is Shelly open to it? So Wallace, are you open to using sexual props or toys in the bedroom?
Oh yeah, I have no problem using the toys on you. Anytime.
Okay, so I don't know how to keep my face straight right now because I'm actually playing the game. Okay, so that's nice. Okay, so
I wasn't trying to put you on the spot.
I see, because you're doing it. You're doing it. Okay, so I'm going to be honest. I got to lean in real quick. I got to lean in on this one. I'm not opposed to toys or props, but I'm a little apprehensive. But if I trust the person, then they're going to be within my wheelhouse and not be out of those parameters. That was my lean in. I don't know what Wallace is saying over there, but Wallace is just like, because some people
You've been in a relationship for 6 months now, so
right. That's true. We did for 6 months.
Play the part, play the role.
Okay, I'm open, but I'm just gonna let real talk though. We can't be doing all of it. Okay, so Arthur is Shelly. What is she doing? She allowing the props to come in,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
toys. What's she doing? I think we got a slight delay. Okay, what did you say, Arthur?
Re-ask that question one more time.
I said, is Shelly letting the
Re-ask
props
the question
and
one
toys
more
come in? What did you say?
Repeat your question.
Oh, I said, is Shelly allowing the props and the toys to come in?
Hey, so it is, but to answer your question, I got it. I like concise with this. 12 years.
Is that your answer for everything? Oh my God. I feel like Shelly, you married an attorney. I really do. Okay, guys, so if you're watching, we're having a slight delay on the Holtz end. So if you hear delay in what we're saying or doing, that's because it's a slight delay on their end with their video. Okay, so just to keep things going, let me see. Okay, there we go. We just have a slight delay with your Wi-Fi, with your audio and your video. Can you guys hear us now? Okay, we're still having a slight delay. Okay, we're going to go to question number 4.
Learn some things. Anxiety bring out the worst in me. Society paint me as enemy. My niggas making it.
Okay, so let me check with the Holtz and see if they're back. Okay, so guys, what we're going to do while we're answering. Okay, are you guys back?
All right.
All right,
Yeah, we're back.
Okay, all right. So, Shelly, does he like? So the question was, he's sticking to his "I'm pleading the fifth," which I love, right? So, Shelly, does Arthur like toys and props in the bedroom?
That's a cool. These things.
Okay, what did she say?
Before they come to bed, it puts you in the mode.
Oh, no.
So Kim, does he like toys and stuff?
Yes, does Arthur? Yes.
Anything surprising, he wants it. Yes.
Arthur,
Anything that's out of the ordinary, anything that's just totally out of, yeah, he would love that.
Yeah, gotta keep it spicy.
I can't do. Okay, so our question number 4 is, name 3 things you need your partner to do before they come to bed that puts you in the mood for An
Oh,
evening of intimacy. So sometimes couples don't understand you need to kind of, I don't know, brush your teeth, take a shower, something like you just can't come to bed. So Wallace, my
Wash.
question to you is
wash.
what do you need? Okay, so while you guys are writing down what 3 things you need the other person to do, we're going to see if you have those questions correct.
Oh, yeah,
Wallace,
wash.
what do you need me to do?
Put some music on, put on some sexy lingerie, and turn off the lights.
Wow, okay, I like that. I don't know. I mean, for me, it's I love the smell of cologne. I have this thing about cologne. I don't know. I'm more of a smell person, and the music has to be right, and we're gonna definitely need some alcohol involved. Right? So I'm gonna need some wine, my favorite drink. I don't know, a couple things happening, but those are like my must-have. I like music and the smell good. You could be butt naked or whatever, put on an outfit. It's up to you, but I'm gonna need those basic things. So, Shelly, you still writing. I don't know what's happening. You got it. It was only 3 things. You can wrote a thesis over there. What you got? All right. So, what 3 things do you need from him?
See, what had happened was there's a requirement before you decide you're going to do. First and foremost, you need to wash your behind inside out. Just wash. And I'm just
I
saying
love
in
it.
general. Don't try to come to bed funky.
I love it.
Second of all, you gotta lock the door. You got all these damn kids. So you gotta go ahead. You lock the door. We're not gonna have any surprises. Lock the door. And then I agree with you. We got to have a drink and the smell goods and things like that.
Yeah.
I always say set the alarm in the morning because we're not going to miss work in the morning because we decided to stay up too late. I'm very practical. I'm like, you got to think about these things.
You
now
do.
you can enjoy yourself because you don't have
Right.
to think about the door opening, not being clean, the alarm being off. No, just make sure we're ready.
I love that. And that's
This
so
is
true.
going to be different. Trust.
Yeah, because you'll have a great evening. Next thing you know, you late for work. The kids,
Exactly.
The kids now they looking at you like,
I'm trying to put my pants on.
yeah.
The kids breakfast. And no, it ain't fun no more.
It's not fun because it took the romance out. So Arthur, what's going on with you? What you need?
I need you to be washed and deodorized. Okay.
Get the shower.
We got the scented candles going, the little smell goods going on, of course. And it's nothing like a little, romantic music, slow music, something to get you in the mood. Not get you in the mood, but just to carry it along, and that's where I'm at with it.
Okay, viewers, I'm going to ask you, ladies and gentlemen who are viewing us, we would love for you to share with us what 3 things you need to get you in a mood, and we will post them as we are answering other questions. So let's go to question number 5.
That remedy, I'm more occasional, don't do it regularly. Backs under my eyes, weighing down heavily. Mama been.
What word would you use to describe our relationship today? So if you had to describe your relationship today, write down what the other person, you think the other person is going to say. So Wallace, if you had to describe our relationship today, what would it be?
Well, knowing that I'm dealing with a strong woman.
What? Yes, Wallace.
Oh, challenging.
You use the word challenging. Okay, that's fair. So what I would use to describe our relationship today would be, I'm going to say positive, supportive. I would definitely say that because you're always there for me and you're always very supportive and you're always very calming. So I would say positive and supportive, always. So, all right. So where are you guys at?
Me first. I would say blessed. I say blessed with exclamation point because being blessed covers so many different boundaries, so much. Using that word covers so much. There's so many words that you can put along with that. So we want one word. I'm going to use blessed because it just covers a multitude of just emotion and just where we have been and where we are today.
I love that. Dr. Shelley, I hear you talking to baby girl over there.
I know he just like coming in here just I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty,
Get
which
some
is
water.
code for can I have your drink?
That's
Some water.
pretty much what that means. I love when kids
That's
do
really
that.
what that means. It's like I see you have something to drink. Can I have it?
Can I have it? So Shelley, what word would you use?
I'm debating between two, and so I'm struggling. One is heavenly because it's really if heaven is
Oh
anything
my
like this,
God.
I'm good. And the other one is becoming because we are truly becoming, and we're growing and just kind of growing together, and it's awesome. I'm kind of anxious to see what is going to happen at the end of this ride because we're growing together in ways that are amazing. It's powerful. So
I
but
love that. Arthur, she deserves a kiss. That was beautiful. She said heaven. Who says their relationship is heaven? By the way, Wallace, you said I was challenging. We'll talk after the show. Really? That's the best
6
you can
months.
come up
But
with.
challenging is good.
Hey,
No,
work in
because
progress.
challenging is good.
Okay, so I just want to say, so let's post
Exactly.
Reggie
Some
Dillard.
stuff again.
He posted, one of our viewers, which is my other co-host. Reggie says what he needs, the things that he needs is take a shower, brush your teeth, and present yourself however you feel you feel is your sexiest. If you guys know Reggie, that's true. Naima, his wife, honey, God bless you. I tell Reggie all the time, you deserve flowers every day. Reggie, I love that. He makes me laugh. All right, so our next question is.
The devil allegedly deep in the plan. Subconsciously wanted it since I was 10. I thought I was sharp on my scrolling.
So what words would you use to describe your feelings about your relationship the first month after you met? What words would you use to describe your relationship after the first month that you met? So I'm going to tell you right now, Wallace, this is how I describe our relationship. Touch and go. There you go. It's touch and go. That's my words now. I would say when we first met, I would say it was exciting. It was adventurous for me. And it was different, right? So that was good. It was exciting, adventurous, and different. What's yours?
I'm gonna say hold on because I'm very active. I like getting out to my concerts, to my plays, activities around the city, so just keeping busy. It's a challenge to keep up with me, to tell you the truth. So say the first 30 days, fine.
Yeah, the first month. Yep. After we
fine.
met, how would you describe it? That would be it, huh?
One word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, so Shelley, I'm just gonna tell you right now, if you say heaven, I'm about to cry. Don't do it. What word would describe you guys? What would it be?
It's more of a phrase or an emotion, but
Okay.
you know how you be like this?
Yes.
That right there? That's it.
I love it. Oh my God. Okay, so I don't know if you got anything to say after that. So.
I saw more than
Do you have anything to say? Arthur, you got something to say?
Man.
Oh, look, I'm going to tell you something laughing because, okay, so Naima is Reggie's wife, and she said, I'm watching too. Hi, Naima. She's watching too. So again, viewers, any of the questions that we asked tonight, we definitely want you guys to tune in and leave your comments for us so we can post them. Denise says refreshingly new. You know what, Denise, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't even know if you're talking about the podcast or the person that's coming in your bedroom, but I thank you for both of them because we agree. Refreshingly new or the podcast. We thank you for both. Okay, so our next question is.
Didn't think it did. So mama found she did them legs. She told me that's not who I am.
3 things you would miss most if we separated or broke up today. What are 3 things that you would miss the most?
What was your word for me?
Oh, wait a minute, because so before we, Shelly said she want to know, what's your word for her? Like, what was it?
Hey, when we first met, I gotta admit, I was intimidated a little bit about where she stood. You know what I mean? Just where she was in life and where I was in life. Like, you sure you want to be with me? You know, so it was intimidating at first. And it was interestingly new. You know, younger woman, established at such a young age, me where I'm at. I didn't really know what to do with her. Was I going to be a waste of her time? All that kind of stuff went through my head, you know? It's like, I mean, this is a young, brilliant Black woman who's on to doing good things. And I got all this, and I'll leave it at that. She accepted me.
I'm thinking her. Arthur, you know what? This is not supposed to be one of them shows where people are crying. Would you stop that? I'm telling you, Shelly, I can handle it. Arthur, we're going to limit your conversations because you got me all emotional. I just can't take it. So think about, name 3 things you would miss most. 3 things you would miss if you separated or broke up today. So, Wallace, if we separated today, no longer spoke to one another, what are 3 things? And viewers, while we're doing this, please put in comments. What are 3 things that you would miss about the person that you're with? Or the person that if you were with someone, what would be 3 things if you're dating them right now, right? I want to know, what are 3 things that you would miss about them? So Wallace, what are 3 things you would miss about me?
It sort of depends on how we broke up. Is it a bad breakup or a good breakup? If it's a bad breakup, it's a bunch of bad words that really you don't want to hear. But if it's a good breakup,
Wallace, this is a good show and everything about us is good. So I'm going to tell you right now, that little challenging thing, you got to come back to do. So I expect you to use 3 really nice words right now.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I'm just trying to keep it real. Because if it's a good,
Wallace, this is a good breakup. I've established this is a good breakup. Okay. We broke up. If we broke up, we're not breaking up. But if we did break up, Wallace, what are 3 things you would miss about me? I just need an answer.
Right. You know, because it's all about learning.
Wallace, what 3 things would you miss about me? We don't want a thesis. We need to get to the 3 things you would miss about me. We have several other questions to get through. What are
I will miss your company, your conversation, and sex.
Really? Okay, well, I'm glad that that's the 3 things you would miss. And right now, I'm going to say I would miss nothing about you. Okay? Because now we're in the midst of a breakup because we've been together 6 months and I pulled up communication and sex. Okay? And I'm challenging you. So we're in the midst of a breakup after we played the game. So this is what happens when you play the game with someone and you don't know if you're compatible with them. Okay? We're the example. But if you are compatible, the example is Arthur and Shelly. So what are your answers?
I think I miss the laughter because we laugh a lot at everything. The help, because man, who's gonna take care of all these kids? Like that, like for real, they work. All of them help me. Like, how we gonna divvy this up? So I don't know how it's gonna work. And I would say the love and conversation. Like we talk a lot, so all day, every day, we just talk. So it's my best friend. So I don't know how that would work.
Okay, Arthur, what would you miss about her if you guys broke up today? What are the 3 things you would miss about her?
I'll be concise because I don't want nobody crying. So I'll be missing her caress, her voice, and her wisdom.
All right, look, I can't do it. All right.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I know. Give him a kiss. Well, see what's happening? This is why we breaking up after 6 months. This is why. You didn't say nothing about no caress. You didn't say nothing sweet. Okay.
I just know you for 6 months. They know
Yeah.
each other for 12 years.
I don't care, but I probably caressed you during them 6 months. You probably got some caresses out of me. So you know, 6 months, you didn't get no caressing.
Okay, Arthur, you are making me look bad.
Arthur, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so what Denise said, what she needs is a date night, prayer, and together and kissing. You know what, Denise? You better call it. Denise said, I need something to happen on that date night. She need a prayer. Now Reggie said, Reggie said I would miss our date nights, our family time with our daughter, and our travel conversations. We talk a lot when we're traveling. That's beautiful. Naima, what would you miss about Reggie? I'm throwing you out there, Naima. Hey, you can tell me what you would miss about Reggie. That's what Reggie said. Somebody better say something about some hugging and some kissing. Y'all see how Wallace did me though. Wallace didn't say nothing about holding my little hand or nothing. He don't miss nothing about me. I mean, Wallace, you could have said your beautiful smile, something. Anyways, let's go to the next question. Wallace, we're going to end up breaking up by the end of the show. Okay, next question. We breaking up, honey. This thing, we're going to make it
Put on for the fam, see you when I can. I'm surrounded by my feelings. I'm stuck on a fabric. Well, I bet I perish.
Well, I don't know how well I'm going to do on this one. Name one thing you would never want to change about me. So the question is, name one thing you wouldn't want to change about your significant other. So Wallace, one thing I would never want to change about you is your honesty. What's one thing you wouldn't want to change about me?
Your personality. You have a very lovely personality.
You're getting better. You're getting better. That's all I gotta say. You're getting better. Okay. So viewers, we would love to hear from you as well. All right. So Arthur, you're going first because if I need to break down, I just need to break down right now. Just tell me the one thing you wouldn't want to change about Shelly.
Her honesty.
All right.
Her honesty. Yeah.
Okay, the way you said, just totally, you ain't got to be all that about it. Shelly, you might be checking that door tonight. I don't know what's happening. You might be checking that door tonight. The way he said honesty, right? Okay, so what's one word? Because he was just all into it. So Shelly, what's one word that you would right now? What does it? What's happening?
His positivity. He is positive about everything and everyone. I would never change that. He really does.
Oh, I
see the
love
good
that.
Everybody, everything. He'll always see the good, and then there's me.
See, and I love that. See, somebody has to be. All right, so here we go. Naima said, well, the first thing is before is Denise said she would transparency. She said a transparency, which I like. Okay, but Naima said our conversations about any subject, Reggie's sense of humor. Naima, stop trying to make me cry. Reggie's sense of humor and his thoughtfulness. Naima, don't make me cry. Don't make me cry on this show. I'm sick of this. This is a moment. I like to see couples say beautiful things. He said her passion about life. Reggie, stop trying to make somebody cry. I'm sick of this. I'm trying to run a show right now. I can't run a show. Go ahead and hit me with the next question. Y'all better stop making me get emotional.
40 acres. She want the horse and the carriage, a portion and portion of cabbage. I talk to the mirror. I know that.
All right. So what are 2 things I can do to convince you to continue to trust me? So Wallace, my 2 things that I would say to you that I would do to convince you to trust me would be to hear me and to know that what I say to you comes from a good place. Always. With you in mind, and it always comes from a place of love. All right. So what are 2 things that you would say to me that would convince me to trust you?
Well, it's always, good to be true to your word, stick to your promise. I think that's the key right there.
Okay.
Just continue to be true and honest.
Okay, I love it. All right, so again, I'm going to start off with you because Arthur, if I need to cry, I need to cry early. All right, so what you got, Arthur?
The things would be my actions instead of words.
Okay, folks, we do have a slight delay. And so while we're allowing their Wi-Fi to catch up with where we are right now.
Be with us.
There it is. Are you there?
Okay, there we go. All right, so what were you saying?
I was saying my actions instead.
Okay, so folks, while we're waiting, I just want to say Nicole chimed in and said great questions. She loves all of the questions that we're asking.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, you are back. All right, so what was it?
Go ahead.
I said my actions instead of words and my loyalty.
Oh, I love that. Okay, Arthur, that's okay. Go ahead, Shelly. I don't even know Arthur over there. He trying to just make somebody fall out over here. I'm sick of Arthur already. He's just so beautiful. Okay, Shelly, what are yours?
Listen even when I'm silent or unpolished, and love me through it all. Just keep loving me.
Don't be pulling them PhD words off the shelf on us. Okay, everybody don't be doing what the first one. Don't be doing it. Okay, you all up pulling stuff out the thesis, the doctoral thesis on us. You know what? You a trip. What's the next question? She done went all up in the.
I lost my can. I can't pay off the bills with the blessing. I'm sure I relate to the Reddit page.
Okay, so this is what I would need to know. Take out. What is one thing that you can't resist about me? Already back. Wallace?
Oh, that's easy. Your beautiful smile.
Well,
That's easy. That's an easy question.
so Wallace, you really trying to stop us from getting to that breakup point? Because we
I'm trying. I gotta try.
You gotta try. So Wallace, let me ask you a question. When you are dating someone and you've been with them for 6 months, do you think these are questions that would help you get a better perspective of that person?
Oh yes, because you could play this game every day. As you dating. Because you get an opportunity to discover something new.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, it helps with asking questions anyway. You definitely
It does.
So sometimes you might not know what question to ask. Pull a card.
And I'm going to tell you, it's 2,500 questions across 10 categories. Oh, come on in, baby. Which baby is this? Let me see. Which baby is that? Come on into the frame. We're inviting you into the conversation. Hi, honey.
Yeah, tell them your name.
My name is Jackson.
Oh my God, that's the baby. That's the baby.
What are y'all doing? You're supposed to be in bed with me. Like, what's going on?
I know, Jackson, honey, we're getting there. You're gonna have your parents back shortly. So I'm gonna ask you, the one thing that I can't resist about you is that you always surprise me. I can't resist you because you always have something that's surprising and new. And it really makes me happy that you think that much about me to be that. So that's the thing that's just irresistible about you, that you keep me like right on my toes. So, all right, I need to know, Arthur, I got my tissue ready. I'm not fooling with you anymore. What do you find that you just cannot? What's the one thing that you can't resist about Shelly?
It's her undying love for me. It's crazy.
I'm sick of this. Arthur, I'm done with you. I can't take it. Arthur, you know how long it takes to put this makeup on? Okay. Shelly, I'm getting emotional. Shelly, if you don't kiss that man, I'm sick of this. I can't handle this. The ladies love you, Arthur. They just love you. You know what? Reggie's getting nasty on his comments. That's why we have to do the disclaimer when Reggie is on anyway. Arthur, thank you so much. So Reggie says, one thing I can't resist is spooning. Back it up. Reggie, if you don't go and give him a hug and at the same time, just smack him in the face for me. He always trying to put a rated R or something on here. Nicole says, yes, I love me through it all. That's what I'm saying. Nicole is another one of my BFFs, honey. That's my buddy. She makes me laugh. Christine, you better, because girl, we crying. That's what I'm saying, Arthur. You got her crying. I'm crying. You know, she said, are you okay over there, Christine? Girl, he got me broke down. You know I don't break down, Nicole. Naima, look at Naima breaking down too. So that's what I'm saying. Arthur, you got everybody breaking down.
She laughing at her husband. She know what that school means.
On the edge. I'm sick of it. Shelly, I'm gonna tell you right now. I forget what Shelly got to say. We done with it. You know what, Arthur? What's irresistible about you is just you. It's just that simple. Shelly, that's what you said? What'd you say, Shelly?
I said how much he thinks of me. How much, and I should say how much he thinks of me first.
You know what? I'm sick of this. I'm telling you, I'm sick of both of y'all. Go on to the next question. Everybody.
It's everything I need.
This show is not about crying. Y'all got everybody crying. Give an example of one thing your partner said or did that made you angry that you now find humorous. Okay? So I want our viewers to put that into comments for us so we can share that. Name one thing that your significant other has said to you that made you angry that now you find humorous. So Wallace, we're going to let you go and answer the question first.
Well, I don't get angry, you know, tell you the truth.
He doesn't.
You know, so the things that you said, you know, really I don't pay no attention to it. You know, I just sit back and laugh at you, you know. So
that's a fair answer. And honestly, ladies, that's very much true. Wallace never gets angry or upset about anything that I said. He's always very calm. So I'm going to say to you, though, there's a lot that Wallace says that makes me angry because I don't have the same demeanor. So one of the things that I now find humorous that Wallace said to me that made me angry at one point was basically his rationale behind me losing weight. And the thing is, I find it humorous now because what he was saying in that moment, I really wasn't listening with the right ear. What he was saying to me is that he wanted me to lose weight to be healthy for myself. So what he did is to encourage me, he put me on the Wallace plan. For all of you who don't know this, Wallace works out every day. He used to be a personal trainer. And when he said it to me as a friend, I was just like, somebody's about to get punched in the throat. But then I realized he was right. And ladies, I'm going to tell you, I've listened to him and I have lost weight. So again, I now find it humorous, but he didn't say it very nicely. I just want to be clear. Wallace has no tact sometimes. He just says what he's going to say, and you just have to know it comes from a good place. Okay, so Arthur, real quick, I need to know. What could Shelly have done, honey? She walks on water over there. What could she have said to you that you now find humorous, that used to make you angry? What is it?
That I'm a want and not a need.
I knew you were going to pull that out. No, you didn't. Well, Shelly, we're just going to skip you on that. You ain't got nothing to say. We're going to let you go. You're not allowed to talk.
I want you.
Is that what? Okay, really? Okay, did you hear?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Arthur, she just told everybody she wants you. You're no longer, you know what I mean? She does want you.
Mm-hmm.
But don't, because I'm going to tell you right now, you got just about half of America ready to spray paint her car. Do you hear me? You better not act up. Because, honey, we'll be over there spray painting that car for you. Don't worry about Shelly. We'll keep Shelly in check for you. Okay, what's the next question? Shelly can't answer that because she, whatever.
She got a good one.
Yeah, it ain't nothing that Shelly can say right now. Arthur is like, he's just loving her. Forget her. Let's go to the next question. But we don't spray paint Shelly car though. She treat him wrong though. All of us gonna be over there. Okay, folks, viewers, we need you to respond to this. What do you appreciate most about your significant other? What do you appreciate most? So, Wallace, the one thing I appreciate most about you is your honesty. right? That's it. Your honesty. You're always honest. Good, bad, or indifferent. You're always honest.
Yeah, but sometimes you want to hit me.
Yeah, even though sometimes you're bigger than me and I need to get on a step stool and punch you in the throat. Yes, even as your friend, I'm going to tell you sometimes I do want to get on the step stool and punch you in the throat. But I love your honesty, and I know it always comes from a good place. That's why I take it the way I take it. Now I get it. When we first met, I didn't understand that, and I wasn't mature enough to understand that. So, but I do now. So, Wallace, what about me?
Well, I appreciate everything about you. I think you are an amazing woman. You know.
Wallace, don't be trying to get brownie points over there because Arthur over there just scooping it all up over there.
I'm trying to keep up with Arthur.
You can't nobody keep up with Arthur. Arthur's in the league all on his own. I don't know, man. Y'all better be following his blog. I don't know what's happening. Shelly, what's going on? What you got?
His heart.
Oh,
His heart of gold. You can't. I mean, he's the kind where they say 7 times. How many times are you supposed to let somebody hurt you and you keep forgiving them 70 times 7 or whatever the number is? That's him. I'm quick to be like, oh, I'm done. He'll be like, well, they're good. So
that's beautiful.
Amazing. His heart's amazing.
Arthur, so what? I'm going to tell you right here. What amazing thing do you have to say?
Just her care about uplifting others and building relationships. My wife she says she's an introvert and she doesn't really, like to socialize and express herself. But that's not true, Christine. She'll get in a room and she'll light it up. And it's all about uplifting others and making folks feel positive and supporting their needs to build that relationship.
I absolutely love that. I'm going to tell you guys that a lot of times people do see you in public and they think that you're just an extrovert all the time, right? Mm-hmm. But I do understand the space that she's in because I am an introvert. And that's one of the things I love about Wallace is that as long as he has known me, he knows that the minute I come off stage and the lights are off, I'm a totally different person. I'm not going to be talking a lot. And he's good with that. He's good being in that space, and he's all right. And that's one of the things I said, friendships grow out of the need of who you are in that person who supports you. And that's what I love about him. He never, ever, because he knows when the lights go on, she's Christine. When the lights go off, she's Chris. And that's what I love. And that's great to have that support when you can be in that space. So, Arthur, I'm going to tell you right now, you got so many fans out here. Larry, thank you so much for watching. Nicole said, not the step stool, Chris. Yes, the step stools. Because the thing is, I'm normally going out with somebody who's bigger than me. I'm little. I'm only 5'6". Shelly, you're a little shorter than me. So you know what I'm saying? You understand that step stool. Denise said, integrity, loving, and kindness. Denise, I'm with you. That's beautiful. Reggie said, the fact is she came into my family and made them hers too. Reggie, don't make me get emotional. Naima, you better go on and give him a kiss now, because we can't even see y'all, but that's a kissing moment. I'm sick of this. This show was not supposed to be about Christine crying the entire show. It's supposed to be about the rebuilding the trust. It's all beautiful. Hey, Roz. Roz is watching. Thank you so much for watching. All right, let's hit that next question. Y'all got this.
I don't know what this is. Yeah, but it feel like.
Okay, I need to know real quick, what's the best gift he's ever given you? I need to know, what's the best gift?
The best gift he's ever given me, my babies, I gotta say. The car was nice too, my babies.
Look, here I go with a tissue. This one is for you, Arthur. I got to get a fresh one for Shelly. See, that's beautiful. She said my baby. So, guys, I want you to understand who, if you didn't join us in the first segment, this is a couple who, and we're not going to call kids baggage, but they had a life before they met one another. They have 7 kids in totality together. And it's a merger, right? It's a merger of a family. And I love the fact that you said, he gave me my babies. See, and I don't think a lot of people understand that that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to in getting married, because I don't have a big family. And I'm really looking forward and getting excited about being in a big family, having, children, grandchildren. I'm really excited. I only have one child. He's nowhere near close to having kids. I'll probably be 80 before I get something scooped out of that boy. But I'm just saying, I'll be ready. Naomi is over here. She's like, you know what? Naomi done threw up hearts and everything. Roz is talking about is beautiful. Naomi, you better go on and give them kisses. She's like, hallelujah. You know what I'm saying? This show is just really just doing it for me. You all, I'm telling you, I'm about to start singing You Light Up My Life. She said, my children, hands down. That's what my girl Nicole is doing. I'm telling you, she's the mom of all moms. The stuff that she's going through is just rock star amazing. Wallace, we're not going to ask you that question. We're going to save the next question for you. What's our next question? Because I don't know what Wallace is going to say, y'all. That's what it's about.
It's real, baby. Don't want to pretend, no.
So this is the thing. Everybody needs to know their strength in a relationship, right? And you need to know. So I'm going to tell you right now, my strength in a relationship is that I don't give up. I'm one of those ride or dies. That's my strength. I never take no for an answer. There's always a way to make this work. So I'm that person. So Wallace, what do you think your strengths are?
Patient and understanding.
That's true. Those are yours. All right, Arthur, what's yours?
Our trust in one another and our persistence to continuously grow, within our relationship, within our businesses, within our kids. I mean, that's it.
You know what? Naima done threw out commitment. Naima, you know what? Y'all trying to make me break down on this couple show. I'm telling you, I built this 5Fs to Love platform. I don't even know what to say. It was for so many reasons. And this is the main reason. This is it right here. She says commitment. Her husband says resilience. I don't quit. I love that. I don't ever want couples to give up on one another. You got to fight. You, like you said, to the wheels fall off. All right, what's our next question? Because the best questions are at the end, honey. Those are the best ones. I'm getting excited about this.
Baby. Don't want to pretend, no.
So our next question, which it adds a lot of value to, when people always say, you're in this relationship, why are you in this relationship, right? So our next question is question number 15. Name one item that has sentimental value to your significant other. So I want you to tell me, Shelly, what has sentimental value to him? And then Arthur, you tell me what has sentimental value to her. So right now, Wallace, we've only been together 6 months. I don't know. Do we have anything?
Well, your honesty,
each other?
Your honesty, because in the process of getting to know one another, it's very important to be honest. It's
Y'all see how I'm looking at Wallace. Arthur, you trying to do a come up over there because you did a come up. So you know what I mean? Arthur, you just make men be better. That's all I gotta say, because I don't know if he would have answered that way. But good job. Okay, so what do you feel is sentimental to you when it comes to your significant other, Arthur?
What's sentimental to me? It wouldn't be like an item. There's a gift that you can buy. It would be more just her trust in me and just the loyalty that we bring. It's a spiritual thing. It's definitely a spiritual thing. Like there's nothing you can buy, to be more sentimental than what God has already blessed you with when you come together to be as one. So I would say her relationship with me, and just her trust within me to continue to, have this relationship.
Shelly, I don't know about you, but I'm hearing turn off the lights and let's get, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what you're hearing right now, but I hear turn off the lights, lock the door, grab that bottle of wine. Listen, babies, y'all put each other to sleep. After this podcast, me and your daddy need to talk quiet time, okay? Honey, y'all better get to turn off the lights. Ooh, honey, I can't even handle it. Shelly, what you gonna say that's gonna top that?
I don't know about topping it because I don't know if I can do that. But I think it's the thing that he's giving me that's most sentimental is the knowledge that we're in it till the wheels fall off, like that unconditional love. Like I honestly can't think of anything honestly that I could do to make him not love me, and that's so secure, like that security of knowing
Did you
this
just
person
say that?
loves you. Good, bad. I mean, like we haven't even gotten to this. Like I used to be over 300 pounds. And so he's loved me through different phases of my body, different phases of my mind, different phases of my family, our kids. And it's like, man, we in it till the wheels fall off, ride or die. All right, cool. Like that's a security that I know many people don't have, but I'm secure. Like I know I'm good.
See, you know what? I'm going to tell you guys right now. Of course, I know that about Dr. Shelley. You know, we've had our conversations, and I'm going to tell you that was one of the things. And I keep telling men, you have no idea. When we're dealing with our weight and our physical appearance, and you got us, I'm going to tell you right now, that's something you have no idea what that means to us, that you stood right by me. I know I got a couple extra pounds on me. I'm trying to figure it out. But the mere fact that you loved me through it, you didn't treat me no differently. Do you know what that means to a woman? That woman turns into a no matter what, ride or die woman. We'll be like, what? You said, girl, don't worry about that. I'm with him. I don't care what's happening. Okay, next. What's going on? Because that's an unbreakable bond. Because we harp on that, on our physical appearance and making sure we're still attracted to our mate. Yes. And when you just do it, you know, look at Nicole. You know what I'm saying? Nicole was like, that's dope, a hashtag unconditional love. That's what I'm saying. You know, I'm going to say the stuff we go to. She said, that's beautiful. That's honestly, I mean, that's just, you know what? I'm tired of you, Arthur. You got everybody breaking down. You know what? I'm just saying, you got everybody breaking down. You know, so Reggie said what's sentimental to him is his memories. Yes. I'm gonna tell you that's beautiful too, when you can have those type of memories with people, right? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Arthur, you can't come on the show no more. I'm sick of this. You got people breaking down. What's our next question? You got everybody breaking. I tell you right now, I know what love song do it for me, honey. I'm gonna tell you right now, Wallace. So one thing, ladies, if I just want to say, Wallace is one of those guys. He creates this experience. He is absolutely amazing with creating experience. He has a soundtrack that is unbelievable over there. Okay, so when we rode to Chicago and Wallace went with me, I'm like, what is happening? He gets dressed to a soundtrack. Okay. And the soundtrack is so beautiful. So Wallace, I know you got a song. What's your song, Wallace?
Oh yeah. It have to be Gerald Levert in my song.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's one powerful song right there. I mean, to get married to your song, to make love to your song, make babies to your song.
That's all I gotta say. I told y'all, ladies, you better watch out for Wallace. If you on the street,
Gerald Levert.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I can't even tell you the song that I'm thinking of because it was my parents' wedding song and it makes me cry. By the way, people who don't know this, there's a picture of my parents because they're not with me. I keep it here all the time. These are my parents. And I can't even talk about it, but it's their song. So I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. See, you know, Arthur, you're not the only person can make me cry. I'm sick of this. The whole show did make me cry. Okay, Arthur, what's the song? What's your song over there? Your theme song.
Luther Vandross knocks me off my feet.
Oh my goodness, Shelly, you better turn them lights off as soon as the show is over. Honey, people throwing up hearts on you. Arthur, we sick of you being on the show. Denise is gonna talk about Luther Vandross, so amazing. Denise, you better get off of that so amazing. I know that's right, Denise. Honey, you throw on some so amazing. Ooh, honey, you might be able to get it. Oh my goodness. All right. And hit see everybody breaking down, Arthur. Everybody. We sick of you. Shelly, what's your song?
India Arie, Steady Love.
Oh my goodness. You know that is a good one. Oh my good. You know that is a good
The
one.
way that he looks at me when he holds my hand. Like that it's just he wants everyone to know.
You know what? I'm sick of you. I'm trying to do this show right now. She about to
Right?
go
I
in
mean,
the
you
club. I'm
can't
trying to do the show, Shelly. I can't take this. You and Arthur, this y'all last time coming on. Y'all got me all emotional. He said, Christine, I'm all over here rolling at you in the tissue. Honey, because they got me breaking down, Nicole. I can't take it. Okay. They got me breaking down. What's our next question? This couple, I told y'all it was beautiful. What's our next question? I can't take it. Okay, so this is the thing. Everyone, you need to change something about yourself in order to make the relationship work. So one of the things I'm going to tell you that I changed to be in a relationship with Wallace is I changed being in control. That I had to allow someone else to be in control and to trust them. Because when you're so accustomed to running your own company, you're running things that you just that trust to let somebody take control. So I'm going to say, ladies, you're going to have to let them take control of some things and be okay with it. And I do. And I don't say anything because what do I say to you, Wallace? Don't I say to you, I know you got it. I'm not worried about it.
Yep.
And I don't say nothing. I just let him do what he do. So Wallace, tell me what your one thing is. What do you feel you have to change about yourself?
Learn not to be so selfish and learn how to put other people in front of my needs.
I'm gonna agree with that because even as your friend, if I was dating you, that would be one thing that I would say. But I'm gonna say this too: he's getting better with it because whenever I ask him to do something, Wallace immediately says, "Okay, let me figure that out. Let me see if I can get that done for you." So he is working on it, and I want to say that I'm very impressed with that. All right, so Shelly, what you got?
My perfectionism, like wanting everything to be my way and considering my way the perfect way. I had to let that go and realize there's different ways, to get places. There's different roads you can take. There's different ways of doing things. Um, and so I'm a very, and perfectionism, people think it's good. It's not a good thing. Like,
It's not.
harping on it's not good. Yeah, it may get you far, especially in work and, in school and such, but in life and in a relationship, expecting
Right.
everything to be perfect in your way is the fastest route to divorce and misery.
I like that, and that's so true. I'm a fellow perfectionist, so thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, Arthur, we all ready. We got tissue. What's going on?
One thing, it would be my selfish ways, and not only my selfish ways, but selfish thoughts, because it's all about a mindset, right? It's like you can perform selfish actions, but it takes a thought in order to proceed with those actions. So, just thinking about doing things for myself when I have the opportunity to do for my family and others.
I'm trying not to break down. I can't handle this. I'm just going to try not to break down. So anyways, Denise said to share me. That's what she said. And then Reggie said, I changed wanting to be right to wanting to be understood. So that's a good thing. That's a good statement, Reggie. And she said, Reggie, that's good because there's an absolute difference in great point. And that's the thing. It is a difference, right? And a lot of times in couples and relationships, they just want to be right. It's not about being right. It's about whether or not a person understands. So I think that's beautiful. Thank you so much for that, Reggie. Naima, you can chime in anytime, honey, because I want to know what's going on. That's Reggie's wife. Naima's Reggie's wife. They watch it. So she's commenting separately, and that's what I like about them. They watch the show and comments. Okay, so here's our next question.
Yeah, young nigga used to think this was.
Okay, so this is hot. I'm going to tell you, I've seen so many couples have disagreements in public, and I'm like, really? Is this what we're doing right now in this space? So I'm going to ask you guys, how do you handle disagreements when you're in public, when there's something you disagree about?
We don't.
We don't. That's not
Thank
anybody
you.
else's
I love
business.
that.
You
So
shut it up, suck it up, don't say
Right.
nothing.
Don't
And when
say
you get
nothing.
home, there's gonna be a lot to be said.
Right,
Oh, we go,
right.
but it's gonna be a very long ride. You know, you just don't say
Honey,
nothing.
that car might run out of gas because we're going to talk about. I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you that's one of the things that I learned, and I'm going to tell you who's really great at this. Wallace and I, we hang out a lot, and if there's something we disagree about, like what to do and what's going on, I don't say anything. At that point, I'm gonna be quiet. When we get to the car, we'll talk about it. I'm never going to disagree in public, with him, and even with him being a really good friend of mine, I would never do that. But I'm going to tell you a famous moment, and I love my mother. My mother and my father, they were both in their second marriage. And so I was really his stepdaughter, and he raised me like I was his daughter. But my parents hung out, and I remember a woman came up and kissed my father right on the lips. They were out at an event. And my mother looked back at me, and I'm looking at her. Honey, she was dainty and just magnificent in that moment. She didn't even bat an eye. She just took his hand and she said, honey, are you finished? I would like to get something to drink. But honey, that ride home, she said, listen, if you ever let a woman get that close to you, she said, Christine, close your ears in the back seat. Listen here, get this straight. Okay. And my mother was the kind of woman, she didn't say too much, but when she said something, you better have listened up, honey. And my father never made that mistake again. But that whole night, she just was walking around like nothing had happened. And I learned that from her. You never do public. We don't do public. We don't shows out in the street. Okay. So she said, while we go to the next question, Denise said, I agree to talk about it, at the house, period. Because sometimes you may not want to talk about it in the car. If it gets too feisty, you might be in an accident. I have to tell y'all about that story later. Somebody crashed me in the side of Expressway wall because I answered the question wrong.
Everything I need, right? Not so fond of change. I'm too caught up in my way of thinking.
I'm going to tell you, this is really big. With everything that goes on in social media, you got people who share their sexual experiences with their spouse, the person they're dating, in social media. And I think that's an absolute no-no. Like, you just don't do it, right? I'm going to tell you right now, I would never have a problem with Wallace because he doesn't really use social media like that, right? So we're good, right? So it's not going to happen. And I can tell by your faces, that's never going to happen. So let's go to the next question. We're all good. None of us are sharing our personal lives on social media.
Everything I need, right? Not so fond of change. I'm too caught up in my way of thinking.
With the same question.
Okay, so our next question. Our engineer right now is
Get by on me. No, I don't need nobody. Yes, I was so naive.
So how do you make up after disagreement? But before we do that, Denise said never. Denise said none of her business is in the street on social media. So this is a really big question. Like, how do you make up after disagreement, right? To me, I need to just have a bunch of sex. I don't know what's happening. I don't even, because while we mad, I'm thinking about probably having sex anyways. That's just me. I'm a very sexual person. I don't even, because we can disagree, but why you mad at me? Can I get some? That's me. I've done that. And they're like, we're in the middle of a disagreement. I don't care. What's happening? So Wallace, where are you at?
Well, making a good meal, taking you to your favorite restaurant. If I'm wrong, being man enough to apologize.
But am I having sex at the end of all of this? I just need to know that part.
Oh yeah.
Okay, because you did. I thought that was beautiful, by the way. That is touching. But I need to know if I'm having sex too. Okay, so where y'all at? What y'all doing?
We gotta talk it out.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing happening till it's we're gonna have to talk that through.
You usually it's me like, what did I do?
What did I say? What did I do? What happened?
When
I like that. Y'all talk it out.
When that
But what-
shoulder get cold, I'm like, okay, what happened?
But after y'all talking out, are y'all finishing it with something? Is it a big
Please,
finish?
Huh?
Is it a big finish after y'all talk it out? Is it a big finish in there?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to get to.
But you got to
all
talk.
on that.
Yeah, we gotta talk it out first. Can't.
Okay, so Denise said,
We don't like to go
we got to
with
talk it
big
out
names.
first. Here goes Denise. Denise is so beautiful. Denise, thank you for joining us. Denise says she got to hold hands and look in his eyes. Denise, you're such a romantic. You better do it, girl. That's beautiful. Wallace, I can look in your eyes, but I'm going to need some at the end of the night, though. And she said, you better cue up Luther. You better give it to him. Denise said, and then you better cue up that Luther. I love it. Okay, here's our next question. He said, I apologize for my actions. I love that. But Reggie, you better end it with a kiss or something too, though. You better throw some sugar and spice on it. What's our next question?
Now I'm still all in on me, Way too many times.
Okay, name 2 things you would like to see your significant other change or work on that will increase positive communication between you and them. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't even know what you guys could say. You guys have worked through so much. I don't even know if this is even worth answering. But I'm going to tell you 2 things that I would like to see Wallace work on is stop calling me challenging.
Challenging is a good thing. Challenging is not bad.
Okay, I'm not mature enough to accept it yet. I'm going to say I'm not mature enough. Okay, so what are 2 things? Well, this is how 6-month couples work through stuff, because it's like people don't know each other. You trying to figure it out, right? So we're the example for everyone who's joining. We're the example of a 6-month couple, you know. And the thing is, you can't have unrealistic expectations. You can't come into it from a previous relationship with the same type of commitment you had with them. So honestly, this is what a 6-month couple would look like, you know, like, okay, you called me challenging. They're still kind of hurt over it. He's like, that's not how I meant it. It was endearing. Okay, I'm trying to embrace it. We're going to see what happens. Okay, so Shelly, where are you at?
I work on that, increase positive communication. I don't know if there's as much as positive communication, because he actually communicates more than I do. I'm the one that doesn't communicate. And so if anything, you'd have to work on it. Be like, can you stop snoring? Would that be about it? Man, you know.
Okay, I'm gonna try to hook you up.
Where that come from? I'm like,
Arthur, we're gonna talk offline about the snoring. I'm gonna hook you up, okay?
There you go. We got
What
some help.
happens? It happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna hook you up. Don't worry about it.
She needs to go to sleep, man. At night. My baby's a night owl. See, I mean, she'll keep on. She likes to burn the oil, man. I mean, she'll keep going. I'm like, when are we gonna go to sleep? It's like it'd be 1 o'clock in the morning. I gotta get up early. She works at home. If anything, I mean, because we've talked everything out. And it's like, if anything, find some peace to where you could put it away for a while and just slow down and let's watch a movie, cuddle up, and get some rest.
Arthur, I'm sick of this. Everybody's crying again. We can't handle it. Okay, he talking about cuddle up. But I'm going to be honest with you, Arthur. I work nonstop as well, constantly. I will say that Wallace will chime in sometime. He'll video call me to ask me what am I doing, because it's late and I probably am up, right? But the thing is, when you're trying to create a brand or work on something that's your creation, it's hard to turn it off, and you're so committed to it. But I like what you said, to focus on that. Now, Denise says self-care, emotional share, professionalism, frustration, optimism. Denise is on it. I love her. What's our next question?
The ball drop, now I'm Steph Curry with the wrist flick, so they cold shoulders never defrost. No.
Okay, so this is our last question of the evening. I want you, everyone, including myself, to close your eyes and describe in detail. And this makes it really fun to me. What part of your body you like most? Your body. Wallace, I already know what you're going to say.
Okay.
So close your eyes. I'm trying to think. Okay, I know what part I'm going to say. All right. So Arthur, what are you going to say?
I would say at my age and where I'm at right now, my physique is amazing.
I love that. Okay, Shelly, what would you say?
My face. I'm pretty. I know. I'm a pretty girl.
You are.
We're
You
pretty
know what?
girls. Like this right here.
Would you say that's the money maker? That's the money maker. Okay, I'm gonna say when I close my eyes, the thing I like most about me is probably my lips, which is really weird because I was teased as a kid saying I have big lips all the time. But now, you know, those things, they get me into doors. They open doors for me. So I'm okay with that. Wallace, what is your favorite?
Well, I agree with Arthur. My physique, you know, because I am a trainer and I do work out, and you know, working out is not that easy. It's not easy, you know, doing physical exercise. You know,
Okay,
so,
it's not. And I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you right now, if I had to close my eyes and say what I like most about Wallace, it would be his bodies. Wallace, by the way, Wallace is 60 years old. Let me just say that. So there's no misunderstanding. And Wallace has a body of like a 40-year-old. So it's absolutely amazing. He takes really good care of himself. And it is a rock star. When I'm out with Wallace, hi, baby. When I'm out with Wallace, women will push me down like I'm invisible. I'm like I'm light, but I'm not transparent. Okay. You don't have to do that. I feel like they should be trying to figure out if he's my bodyguard. You know what I'm saying? He's so much bigger than me. I'm little, but honey, they don't even care. Women are so aggressive. But what's going on? Okay, so before we go, look, the show is over, but I got to talk to the baby. Hi, baby. How are you today?
Good.
Yes,
So
you are.
are you going to talk to the people and tell them something about yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to tell us about you?
What do you love?
¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo
Oh,
estás?
¿cómo está usted?
Muy bien, gracias.
¿Y este escritorio?
Oh, sí.
¿Van al escritorio?
I'm going to tell you right, honey, we're going to have to talk to each other on video chat because I would love to talk to you in Spanish like all day if I had somebody to talk to. By the way, that's something that does do it for me if somebody speaks in another language. I just want to say that you could get real far with me. Oh, so honey, you keep that up. So I want to say to you guys, thank you so much for joining. Denise said, my small waist. Denise, you better stop throwing your measurements out there, honey. Don't do it. She said, my small waist. You better give it to him, Denise. What Nicole says, what did Nicole say? She said, I wish I had fuller lips. Denise, Nicole, you're gorgeous. Why do you act like that? She said, oh no. She said, oh no, Wallace. Oh my God. I'm going to say I had so much fun today talking to you guys. King Arthur, Dr. Shelley, you know you guys are welcome back anytime. I think you guys, just to come on the show and be able to talk about your relationship, to be able to talk about what it takes to have a successful relationship, you guys are welcome to come back anytime you like. I am very sure a lot of couples could learn a lot from you guys. Your strength, your love and devotion to one another. It's just impeccable. It's unbelievable. I won't do like Dr. Shelley and pull PhD words off the show, right? I won't do it. But I'm going to tell you right now, you guys are absolutely amazing. I say that about you anyways behind your back. I talk about you behind your back. And what I say to people all the time is, if you want to see something that's solid as a rock, because honey, when they sing that song, I swear they're describing y'all. Y'all are no joke. You guys have been through the impossible when most couples would have said, I'm done. And you guys said, nope, I'm not. I'm there. So I want to thank you so much for coming on to the show and just sharing with everyone. Wallace, you already know how I feel about you. I love you. I think you're just a really good person. You're one of my really good friends, and you're always there for me, and I really appreciate it. But I'm going to say right now, nobody knows this, but he does remind me of Isaac Hayes right now. Can we just say that? Can we just throw that out right now? You know, Black Moses, I felt like I didn't want to ask certain questions. I felt like Black Moses was with me all night. you know. But she said, thank you so much. Cook said, great show, everybody. Thank you, Cook, for watching. She's in a different time zone. Denise is giving out a bunch of smiley faces to you guys because you guys are definitely rock stars. If you guys want to share this episode, feel free to do that. They can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. It's every social media site there is. It'll also be, the audio will be on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, several other platforms for podcasts. Just go to Anchor and look up 5F's to Love channel on podcast, and you can hear the audio. So in closing of the show, I want to say to everybody, you know, sometimes we don't understand the commitment that it takes to be in a relationship. And maybe that means that you shouldn't be in a relationship, because when you do join with someone else, or even if you're getting to know someone, like the role that Wallace and I were playing tonight, a couple that's been together for 6 months, don't take everything so personal. Understand that maybe that person's coming from a different place because they're coming from a different lifestyle. But one thing we learned for sure from our couple, the Holt said, no matter what, until the wheels fall off, and they meant it. So I want to thank you so much for joining the podcast tonight, and I hope you guys had as much fun as we did listening to how you need to work through obstacles to regain someone's trust after you've broken it. But more importantly, did you have fun playing the game? The game will be out in December. You can purchase the game from Target, Walmart, and also from Amazon and from the 5F's to Love website. The website will be up and you can pre-order as of next Friday. So again, thank you so much for joining us, and be sure to go download the 5F's to Love app to find out where you're compatible and what areas you need to work on. And you can always reassess those levels of compatibility at any time by sending the link out and sharing it again, and you taking the assessment again yourself. And of course, every Friday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., you can join us here at the podcast, the 5F's to Love. So thanks again, and I'll see you guys next week.
My name is Christine Burkett, the inventor of the 5F's to Love. This is a compatibility app. It's an app that gives you an opportunity to rate words that start with the letter F in chronological order of importance to you, to help you find your one true love, your soulmate, and the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. So after you've taken the time to rate your F's in chronological order, you send a link to the person, I don't know, you just met, or the person you've been dating for quite some time. Or maybe it's the person you've been married to for 30 to 40 to 50 years. And then you compare your top 5 F's to find out what things you have in common and things that you may perhaps need to work on. This is taking a simplistic perspective on how to find your one true love, your soulmate, the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. And thank